What is going on, Movie Meals? Movie Meals, Moon Knight. We're here for the moon and the night. Thank you, Movie Meal patrons, Kimberly and Karen. If you want to be a member of the patrons, go down below, link to the description, follow us on all that good stuff. Go get some merch. Everything's down below. We got lots of great videos up. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Great movie. We had a great time reviewing that. That is up on the channel. We got other Moon Knight episodes. What's that other movie? Oh, The Northman. Oh, what a movie.
You can't forget about that one.
Yep. But we're here for Moon Knight, so we're just going to get into it. Spoilers galore. Kyle hates all things Marvel, so we're going to start with him. Kyle, what were your thoughts? Oh, he's moving. He hates it. He refuses to be on camera. Wow. What a guy.
I told you my camera's going to move on its own.
Wow.
That's
what a guy.
oh no. Here we
Kyle's
go.
camera can't even handle it right now.
No, nothing ever goes Kyle's way. That's for sure. I don't know.
We make
maybe
the plan, we throw the plan out. Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Right.
Kyle, what are your thoughts on Moon Knight this episode?
Well, despite what my camera thinks I'm going to say, I really enjoyed this episode of Moon Knight.
Let's go!
It's getting me, I'm getting back into the show now, I think. Mostly because of the developments with Steven and Mark. That was the stuff that was the most intriguing to me. That's the stuff that's been the coolest part. And now we have some answers to that. And I really like the answers. I thought it gave some humanity to both characters, despite one of them not being real by any sense of the means necessarily. But it still was a good touch to me. I liked that well, I didn't like it, but I thought it was a good choice to have it involve trauma. I think it made the most sense for it to involve trauma. It added another layer to a character that might seem larger than life for people. It brings humanity to it, despite, all of the mystical elements that are going on, especially with the cool nods to Egyptian history and mythology that we saw in this episode, which I thought were some cool touches as well. But with this asylum arc that we're kind of going through, it really brought more layers of intrigue to both Steven and Mark, and it was the first time I really felt for either one of these characters. I liked them, but I still wasn't getting hooked by them necessarily, if that makes any sense. But this episode finally did it for me, and I really appreciate that. And Oscar Isaac, of course, was a huge part of why these two characters work as well as they do. But what about you, Al?
Yeah, this is the best episode yet. I don't understand why people wouldn't like this show. I'm having a great time. It's fresh to me. It's fresh Marvel, and I like fresh Marvel where they're trying something different, where Oscar Isaac's performance is amazing, especially in this episode. He shines. We do get a lot of answers on what happened. I do like the trauma angle. I think it makes the most sense, more than like it's two people spiritually possessing one body or something. I like
Sure.
that it is grounded in reality. Part of me was, during the episode, I was sitting there thinking like, oh, are they gonna make this like a blip thing? Was maybe he blip? Where did he get his trauma from or whatever? And I'm glad that it's not connected to any MCU stuff, that it is just straight up, just real life things that can happen, that he makes up a personality from a show he liked that nobody watched to cope with how he can handle his abuse in his life. And I really like that. I think Marvel has gone very adult. I mean, we sit here and we talk about how Disney will never put Daredevil on Disney Plus. It'll never happen. Then it happened. And Disney has really started to become, I mean, yes, they stick to the kids, but they really are branching out, I think, more than people are giving them credit for at times. And obviously, you got to have a guy like Kevin Feige at the forefront to be able to say, look, I've earned my opportunity here to make this a little darker and gritty. And this is a darker and grittier show, and I'm here for it. I think Loki was a bit darker as well. They're starting to deal with big themes, and I'm enjoying this. It's fresh. I really like Oscar Isaac in this role. I think he does a wonderful job. And I'm bummed that we got one episode left. I want more. This is a 6-hour movie, and I really, really, really have enjoyed it. So I don't know. I'm enjoying it. You got any other thoughts?
Well, I do agree with you that I like that it's a bit disconnected from the MCU. Like, it still has, the look and feel of the MCU, but it is trying to be a bit more gritty than say some of the other MCU projects that we've had before, despite it looking like an MCU project. So I am appreciative of that, and I do like that this isn't a show where there's any connection to anything. I mean, episode 6 could change that. I have no idea, but for right now, I do like it when we're seeing some of these things not feeling like they have to connect to anything or there needs to be an after credit scene. Like it's okay. Like not all of it has to be connected. It's fine that it's in the MCU, but you don't have to have a show or a movie where you keep wondering in the back of your mind, what's going to happen next? How does this connect? Like I do like that it's its own separate thing. It's in the MCU, but right now it feels like it's its own thing that's going on and there's nothing else that really needs to connect to it. So we'll see what happens after this show. That could change, but right now I am appreciative of that. And
Would an end credit
it's
scene bother you? Would you get even down on the show if you got some sort of something where somebody shows up and is just like, hey, I want to talk to you about something, or so he gets taken somewhere, he gets a note with the Avengers symbol on it. What does Kyle hate at all if that happens?
no, I mean not by a huge margin. Like I won't be up in arms, but I'll be a little disappointed, I guess, just because I don't think that needs to happen all the time anymore. Like I don't know. That's just how I feel right now. It'd be
Sure.
fine, but
To me, it's like Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi has a connection with Wong. That's about it. And an Abomination shows up. That's really the only teasers we get up until the post-credit scene. For me, those two little teasers were fun, but I would have been very much okay if they had not been in there. But I like if they're going to put an after credit scene of something happening, whether it's joining the Avengers, something happens where it's connected to somebody, even if it's just a name. To me, that's fine. To me, that's what, if you're trying to rebuild this world of the Avengers, you're going to need to do that just the way they did with Iron Man and every other movie that came out before they teamed up. You're going to need to do that at some point. This is the first real property that isn't already about an Avenger in some way. So if they do it, I'm very much okay with it. Or I guess on the shows, not counting Shang-Chi or Eternals, but I'm very okay with it. If they don't, it works for me. But I don't know. To me, I just thought of this. Marvel, separate stories to me, I want it to feel fresh, that it doesn't have to feel so nostalgic on, oh, it's Iron Man's daughter and it's this and that, which I am okay with, but I don't necessarily am wanting that right now. But I also don't want them to stop what they're doing in the MCU. This has become a television show that I think needs to stay connected, whether it does it slowly or fast. And if they take little side breaks here and there, I'm okay with that. But I think stopping this machine is a bad call. Make the biggest thing that's never happened in movies, which they've already done, and keep it going. I don't see why you stop, why you reboot, why you change. They're just doing a different phase. I've always liked that. I do want it to be fresh. I liked Shang-Chi. I thought that was fresh. I really liked Eternals. I thought that was fresh. And I'm liking this show because I think it's fresh and it just adds more flavor to this big dish that I'm enjoying. And that's what I enjoy the most. You got any thoughts on that there? You look like you got thoughts. Big thought guy.
No, not really. I get where you're coming from, but I don't know. It could also just vary as well with the project. But seeing how Moon Knight has been shaping out, and it just feels so outside of the bubble that all the other connective things have gone so far, I am perfectly okay with it remaining that way. That's just
Sure.
how I see the show shaping out, and I don't see a reason. Plus, I also think it's been kind of refreshing to have conversations about the show and not just theorizing who could show up where or what an after credit scene could be.
Mephisto. I mean, we're not even doing that, really.
Yeah, I know. Not in this show, but that's what I've kind of liked right now. Like, at least I could say that it feels like its own thing and we aren't worrying about what comes next, despite something already happening in the moment. So that's been good.
WandaVision and Spider-Man's fan bases really did drive this narrative of, can we just calm down hard? Because WandaVision was so insane with its theories, and Spider-Man, they just made sure that you needed to see the whole movie before you saw it, which is ridiculous. I love that Doctor Strange is next weekend, and that we're not sitting in that moment right now. Like I've seen
Yes.
the last couple trailers. I think I saw one TV spot, but even that didn't really show much. It was just kind of proving something we did already know, that I think they were just shoving out there about the Illuminati. But outside of that, I haven't seen anything. People aren't losing their minds, and that makes me very excited. I'm starting to build that anticipation for how excited I really am for Doctor Strange. And I'm starting to get that the way with Moon Knight too, where I wake up on Wednesday and I think, oh man, I got a Moon Knight episode to watch. Sick. And like, I get excited. But all right. Any other thoughts, or is that it?
No, that's about all the thoughts I have up till now.
All right. Well, guys, what did you think of the Moon Knight episode 5? Make sure to comment down below. Let us know. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Thank you, Moon Meal patrons. And as always, thank you for watching, Mom.
See you guys.